What's up, everybody? It is a beautiful Wednesday night. We're getting ready for Christmas, and I hope you guys are doing great. And everybody has had a wonderful start to their work week, and maybe some of you are off this week. So we're going to sit here for a few minutes, allow all the people to get in, and we should hopefully have a good crowd tonight. We are going to be talking about the new Mind Lab machines. We are going to be talking about the Equinox, the Manticore. We're going to be talking about the XP Deus II. So we're going to have all of those things on the agenda tonight. And I'm going to share with you some of my thoughts. We're going to look at a couple of things that have been said and some videos that have been coming up. So feel free to join in. We've got about 36 people in here right now. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hey, Alan, how are you doing? Thanks for joining the live today. I'm sorry it was so disappointing. There just really wasn't much out there. So thank you again for joining in. Thank you for joining tonight, too. We appreciate it. We're getting up to 40. We're at 40 right now. What's up, Detector Two Guns? Glad to have you on board. All right. Yeah. Hey, Alan. Hey, Scott. What's up, buddy? Glad to have you in here. Scott's got the Manticore and he has the Equinox 900 as well. All right. Hey, Finding with Frequency. Hello, Ohio Fred. How's it going, buddy? Give a couple of shout outs. Wait for these people. All right, Detector Two Guns. You been getting out any? Yes, yeah. Just getting out is always good. I'm off for the next couple of weeks. I've got some things to do, family things to do next week, but I was trying to get in a little bit of detecting and doing some other things over the next few days. So, hello, hello, hello. Is that Tanisha Purdue? Glad to have you in here. We're live streaming on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. So we're on all three platforms right now. What's up, Iffy? Thanks for joining in. Thanks for being on the live dig, or if you want to call it that today. Thank you. Yeah, it's been raining here too. It was raining today when I was actually digging. It was misting rain. So good. Hello, Marcia. Glad to have you aboard. So we're going to be going over a couple of things and get you guys' opinions on some things and see what people think. All right. Hey, Mental Metal. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. Looks like we've got close to 30 people in here. So Calabash has been putting up some videos, and so and by the way, too, he's a little bit under the weather from all the stuff being outside. So he was not feeling well today. So you guys give him a shout. Tell him he hope he feels better because he's been out there in the weather testing these machines and trying to get you guys as much information as you can. Hi, Surfside Dan. Glad you're here, buddy. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, he's been out in this weather and it's been cold here. We're expecting a low of 32 or 33, I believe, on Saturday. So it's going to be really cold. Yeah, he's been working really hard on these videos, guys. He has. He's been after it for sure. And we're actually going to. I'm actually going to share a couple of his videos. If you haven't seen them, maybe some of this will be eye opening. But I'm going to try to share those. Hopefully, they won't buffer too bad when I share them. But we are going to try to share some of those videos and show you some things from those videos, some of the highlights and things that he showed the last couple of days. So we're going to try to do that. So what's everybody thinking? This is basically what this video is going to be about. What is everybody's perception after these last couple of weeks of seeing some of these videos? How do you feel about the Manticore? Where do you see yourself with the Manticore? What are you still expecting from the Manticore? Those are my main questions. So I know that I got a chance to use it on Sunday, and I took it to the beach and it performed flawlessly out on the beach. So I was really impressed with it out on the beach. There wasn't many targets where I was at because I was up there with Calabash, but I went out on Sunset Beach and I dug a few coins and things, and and they rang up pretty good, and they were deep, and it showed up really great on the screen. The graph performed flawlessly on the beach, and I really think that this machine's going to be great on the beach. I really do. Now, other than that, I saw it at the Colonial home site that Calabash has up there, and I wish he would bring it down here to my Colonial home site, because mine, I think, is a little bit worse than what he's got up there. So I'd be interested to see how it would do up there. But anyway, I did get the chance to use it on the Colonial home site. And of course, that's when we really started seeing a lot of those falsing problems. And that was, it was just sort of disappointing. And I'm really hoping that MineLab gets it fixed, because I think this machine is going to be awesome, awesome, awesome for beach hunters, especially. I think it's going to be great for park hunting. I think it's going to be great for coin shooting. And it's deep. I mean, it's got all the things that you want, and you got that screen, and you've got the EMI mitigation. You've got all of those things going on. And I just really think, it's a good machine. The only problem they've got is just the falsing issue, and hopefully they can get that fixed. Ohio Fred says he's not seen any of the grapevines yet with the Manticore. And CZ Kid says the Deus II is still the top machine. And I love the Deus II as well. And I know Calabash loves the Deus II as well. But he's trying to give a fair shake to this machine as well. So again, the only thing that's keeping me from, and I actually had one of these on pre-order, and I actually canceled my order because I'm like some of you that are saying on here already that you're in a wait and see. And that's me too. I'm sort of a wait and see guy before I start plucking down $1,500 or $1,600. I want to make sure that it's going to perform the way that I need it to perform. And I know my Deus II does, other than the Deus II's got a small issue too with the nails as well, because it down averages those nails. Now it's unmasking them, but it just gives you the bad ID on them. And that can be sort of tough, and especially when you're in a carpet full of nails. So anyway, so I'm reading some comments. Yeah, hey everybody, Jay's thinking about canceling his order. And again, I think this machine is going to be great for about 95% of the people that are metal detecting. But for that 5% that are relic hunters and hunting iron like Calabash and I'm just not sure, whether it's the machine for us right now. But again, hopefully they get those things fixed, and hopefully those things start to improve. And if they do, then hey, I'll be the first one to go out and try to get one. So I'm reading some comments. CZ says probably not. Yeah, well, and a lot of you I know are Deus II users, and of course, you guys know I'm a Deus II user. I love my Deus II. But again, if there's something out there that's could be a little bit better, then I want to give it a shot as well too. Because like Calabash said today, I'm a metal detecting sort of tech junkie. And so, if there's something really good out there, I want to be the one using it. Finding with Frequency says his wife loves her 800, so I'm going to just purchase her the 900. I'm going to tell you, and I don't know that if any of you seen Calabash's videos, but the 900 today at that Colonial site did really well, especially with the small 6-inch coil. So that was impressive. I mean, it really was. Yeah, Metal. It said, yeah, the Deus II is really hard to put down. Well, and the thing with the Deus II is just you love that lightweight feel. And to me, that's what sold me on the machine to begin with. And I'm just finding it hard to get away from that. So, yeah, I love the Deus II. The 900, let's see. Yes, the 900 sounds, but the tones just did not pan out. Yes, I know what you mean. Hey, Michael, thanks for joining in tonight. So, yeah, I was actually more impressed with the 900 than I was the Manticore today, just from what I saw. So, again, it's going to be really interesting as these weeks sort of pan out, what ends up happening. Yeah, CZ, how many of those 8s and 9s have been iron? I'll tell you, some of those 8s and 9s they could be a silver coin. They could be a Civil War button. Sharpshooter even put up a video the other day too, and I think it was either yesterday or day before, where he was actually switching over to mono frequency and switching into 32 kilohertz, and it would make the average of the numbers come up. And I don't know if I would just have a hard time doing that on every single target that rang up 8 or 9 in some of my lots, or in some of my places, because that would just be really time consuming. So yeah, some of those 8s and 9s could have come up to be a button or a coin or any of those things. And I'm going to show a clip, and you guys, I'm not going to be able to tell if it's really buffering a lot, but I'm going to try to show this clip that he did today with the Civil War bullet. Now, one thing that I said just previously about the Manticore was the depth of the Manticore. And it has got really good depth. And the 50% more power, it doesn't necessarily mean 50% more depth, but it means 50% more of, processing power, power going to that coil. All of those things are things that are being factored into that, I'm sure. So the depth is really, really good on this machine. But the 900's got really good depth too. And Calabash actually showed that today. So again, I'm going to show this clip in just a second, read a couple of comments. What do you think about the 900? Yeah, I did. That's what I just said, Jay. Yeah, the 900 hitting that bullet that was unbelievable. And that's the clip I'm getting ready to show. Ohio Fred says, I have 9 different machines, been hunting for over 20 years, still looking to use the hunt like a rabbit. Now I move like a turtle. I can relate to that, Ohio Fred. I felt that way today. I was trying to drag around, and the guys that tuned in for the live dig saw me doing it, but I was having to drag around everything and trying to set it up to where they could actually see what was going on. I do like the red screen, and I like the backlit keys. I think that's really cool on the 900 as well. Dan says that he always has 2 of the best machines on the market, and as soon as some new technology comes out, I'll sell one of my machines in order to buy the new machine. Not a bad idea, Dan. I sold my Deus, my original Deus that I bought when Calabash and I first met, and that's what really led me to Calabash. And I've sold my Equinox, and now I've got all Deus II machines, but I do have a MindLab Vanquish 540 that I have as a sort of like a backup to sort of test some things if I needed to. Yeah, Alan said he liked the performance of the 900 better. And from what I saw, it did really, really well from what Calabash showed today. CZ Kid says, I dig iron in the 80s and 90s, and that gets to me after a while. Yeah, with the Deus II, and hopefully, guys, I don't know anything, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you that, but hopefully that update is coming for that Deus II, and maybe that problem with the 87s and 85s and 86s with the nails is a thing of the past. Let's hope so. We're going to keep our fingers crossed on that one for sure. Surfside Dan said, I had 2 Deus II machines and just sold one. Well, good for you, Dan. So Dan has the machine that Calabash is using right now is actually Dan's Manticore, and Calabash is waiting on his. But Dan's the reason why we've gotten all this information. So again, thank Dan for allowing Calabash to have that. Hello, Digging Canuck. Hello, Finding with Frequency. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, waiting for them to come out with a machine that would dig for me. I know. I sometimes, especially when I'm in a thick pile of roots and I'm having to cut through the roots. It's a great time to be a metal detectorist, and I know we've said this quite a few times. You've got these options, and you're talking about 3 really good metal detectors that people can purchase right now. You've got the XP Deus II, you got the MindLab Manticore, you got the Equinox now with the 900 and 700. The 900, again, was really impressive on some of the things that Calabash showed today. So Yeah, it's really going to be good. Good times coming for sure. And I think once XP releases this update, then we're really going to see, it's going to be interesting. It really will. So again, here's what I want us to do. I want to show this video clip. The first one is the Civil War bullet test. If you haven't seen it already, I think you're going to be really impressed. He's going to show the Manticore and the Equinox hitting this bullet. And I'm going to show that first, and then we'll talk a little bit about it, what we saw, and then we'll talk some more, and then we'll look at another one that he did with I think it was a gold coin. So we'll look at that. So let me get you guys with this video real quick. Okay, so that was the Manticore, and that was a 16-inch Civil War bullet that Calabash was hitting with the Manticore. And he had it in part two, sensitivity, I think he said was 25. So you can see that this machine is really deep. And again, it goes back to what I just said earlier. And so, depth-wise, this thing it's a beast for sure. So really deep. But he also, there was no sound. Oh gosh, I apologize. Okay, that's what I needed to know. But he also showed and I won't show any more clips then. But he also showed the XP Deus II hitting the same 16-inch bullet. So again, you know, we're living in great times when we've got three machines that can hit a 16-inch Civil War bullet. And of course, our soil is mild, and most of you guys know that from what you've seen from my videos, from Calabash's videos, and so on. Soil is mild, so we can get pretty good depth on most of these targets, and we can push these machines to its maximum, to its limits. So again, depth is not going to be an issue. Gary Barbatelli, I want as many of you to cancel your Manticore orders. What's he saying here? Well, I'm not telling anybody to cancel any orders. I'm just saying, if you're going to be relic hunting with it, it's just not quite there yet. That's not to say that they won't get there. You might struggle with it if you dig in heavy iron. If you don't dig in heavy iron and you hunt fields, I know some people hunt up in Virginia. They use those pulse induction machines. They look for those deep Civil War targets, Civil War bullets, so on, frags, and all those kinds of things. And this machine's not going to have a problem with that. But if you put it into a thick load of iron, you're going to probably dig some iron. But I dig iron with the XP Deus II too, but I don't think I would have dug as much. And part of that is because I'm so used to the Deus II. And maybe if I hunted with the Manticore for a longer period of time, I would get used to knowing some of those tendencies too. And I think that's what a lot of people are trying to get to. Yeah, I'm more interested in seeing the comparisons between the 900 and the Deus II, and I am too, Jay, because I actually told Calabash, look, come up here, but now he's not feeling good, and I wanted to put that 900 and that Deus II on the Colonial lot that I have that's just loaded with nails, and let's see what happens there because the 900 did really well with the 6-inch coil now, so the 11-inch coil tends to overwhelm a lot of these machines on these thick iron sites. So again, but I'm with you. I'd love to see that. He says, you said right now, seems like the 900 is a better machine for the money than the Manticore. Well, that's debatable and things will change, I'm sure, as we go through the next few months because they're going to do something about it. They got to. I mean, come on, really, they've got to. CZ Kid says the power of the XP Deus II, and I agree. You guys know I love the XP Deus II, and Calabash loves the XP Deus II. Someone said I'd like to see that Coltech coil on the 900. I would too because I've heard a lot of good things about that coil when it was on the 800. Now I never used one, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. So, hi Fred, I'm with you on that. But yeah, the 900 is it's been really impressive, especially with the small coil. You can hunt with it, and it seems like it's unmasking a little better at this point. The audio is different on it. I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but the Manticore really has, when it gets over some of those falsing targets, I mean, it's got that real nice high pitch, and whereas the audio on the 900 seems like it's giving a little better feedback for us, a little better nuance to it to let us know. But that's just me. I don't know. How many of you guys noticed that? Did y'all notice that in some of the videos that the 900 seems like the audio was a little better? Anybody else pick up on any of that? I know I've got a delay, so that's why I'm sitting here. Yeah. Yeah, your wife would kill. I understand Wisco Detect. Well, I'm gonna be honest. So instead of buying a Manticore video, I'm doing what I made Calabash do. I'm investing into my video creation stuff. So I bought a new Apple laptop to work on my video content a little more. So I put that money into that so I can share more videos and do some more things that hopefully will help my channel out too. So please hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that like button as many times as you can. Calabash and I are trying to give out as much information as we can. Of course, Calabash is a little more technical than I am because he loves this kind of stuff. But of course, I get a lot of information from him and I learn from him just like you guys. But he and I have been together for 7 years, and we just have a ball hunting together, and we know these machines. And once he gets one and once I get one, we really go through them and make sure that they're going to do what we want them to do. So again, hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps, like Calabash keeps saying, helps with the algorithm and so on. Yeah, so finding with frequency says same here with that on that Coltech thing. I like the 8x5. Yeah, I've never used one of those Coltech coils, but maybe Calabash can get his hands on one of those and put it on the 900. That would be interesting. It really would. And speaking of small coils, how many of you are ready for the small coil for the XP Deus II? How about that? I'm hoping that that's going to happen, within the next, maybe by the summertime. I don't know. But I'm hoping that'll happen sometime soon. But yeah, if he said he's going to grab one of those too, so CZ, so yeah, that'll be good. If you grab one and test it and put it on there on that 900, that would be awesome. So Dean Canuck said, yes, ready for the small coil for the Deus II. Now, I will say this. I use the small coil for my Deus, and I sort of struggled with it. It's like a laser beam. You better be right over the target. So I'm hoping that they will improve a little bit on that. And I'm thinking that's what will happen, with the Deus 2 version of that small coil. So hopefully that's going to be soon. But man, I can't wait to get into some of these sites. That's going to open up some more sites too. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I haven't bought the 9-inch. Good finding with frequency. I'll tell you, the 9-inch is awesome though. I mean, I love that 9-inch. That's my go-to coil. But I like the 11-inch too. I mean, I like them all. Just sign me up for all of them. But again, the small coil I think is going to allow us to get into some of those areas and pick out some things out of the iron. Because like Calabash and I, that's what we love to do. We hunt in the iron. We thrive on that, and we found a lot of really, really neat relics in those iron infested areas for sure. Did the 900? Yes, it did. I was going to show that video, but you guys were telling me there's no sound with it, so I won't show it. But you can go check it out on Calabash's channel, and you can actually see it. But yeah, the 900 hits it. It actually, to me, it might even hit it a little better than the Manticore, just from what I saw. The 9-inch, yeah, Ralph, I agree with you. The 9-inch is great on the Deus II, no question about it. Thank you guys. We got 38 people in here. Thank y'all so much. Yes, it was better. Alan says yes, it was better too. I thought so. Yeah, it was definitely better. I'll tell you the other one you guys need to go watch is the gold coin video. And this again shows the Deus II actually did very, very well on that test. Hitting that gold coin between those nails, it was crazy. The Manticore and the 900 could not hit that coin with the elevated nail test. So you definitely want to go check that out too. Detector 2 Gun says I keep the 6-inch on the Knox and the 9-inch on the Deus II, but I like small coils. I like small coils too, especially in heavy, trashy areas. But sometimes you need that big coil. So I've got the 13 and the 11, and I love them. For ground coverage, especially if you're covering a huge field or pasture, that 13 comes in really great. If you're looking for really deep targets, the 11 and 13 are the way to go. But again, it depends on where you're hunting and what you're hunting for, whether you need those larger coils. I think the 9-inch is a good go-between, but I love the 9-inch. I had the 6-inch for the MindLab Equinox, and Calabash used to make fun of me for using it. Now I found a lot of really good things with that 6-inch coil, but again, it was good in certain areas. When you needed to get in a trashy spot, or you needed to work between iron. I mean, it was really good. You would wonder if XP can run different frequencies with the 9x5. Will be interesting to see if they will run a different range of frequencies on any new coils. Well, they did. I think they did that with the Deus, with the original Deus. Didn't the small coil go up to 60 kilohertz or something? Wasn't it crazy? 64 kilohertz? I believe it did. So yeah. So with the original Deus, I think that small coil did go up at a high frequency rate. Yeah, and that was great, especially under power lines. I mean, you could run that thing all day long. And there was one spot that we hunted that was a Civil War site, and I used that coil on that Civil War site because of the high EMI. So it was great at getting rid of that. And that's one thing I'm really impressed with on the Equinox and the Manticore is the EMI mitigation. And I know you guys may have seen it in Calabash's videos, but it really handles EMI really, really well. And I'm hoping that Deus is going to, with this update, is going to address some of that EMI stuff too as well. Yeah, Alan, I'm ready too. I'm with you. I can't wait to get it and hopefully be able to use it on a couple of my sites that are they're loaded with iron. They're worse than what you're seeing Calabash use at this house, and I've been to both sites. Yeah, was it 80 kilohertz CZ Kid on the 9x5? I thought it was like 60. It was 80. Okay, yeah, 80 kilohertz. That's pretty high. Wow. But the thing is, when you get up that high, And I know all of you know this. What happens when you get up that high with that frequency? You end up digging a lot of what? I'm interested to see. You dig a lot of small. I'm talking about tiny targets. I was digging tiny targets today with my 9-inch. Yeah. So yeah, you're going to dig a lot. Digging Canuck said, I had major EMI with an electric horse fence on days too. Yeah, it was nasty, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah, very tiny targets. I'm talking about minuscule target. I was digging birdshot today, and the guys that were in on my live can attest to it. And the problem was I had my audio response turned up pretty high, so that birdshot was sounding like it was just massive. Yeah, it's hard to dig near an electric fence, especially if you got the frequency levels turned up. Yeah, Treasure Finder 66. You dig microscopic pieces of metal that the pinpointer can barely pick up. That's the truth. That is the truth. Yeah. So, yeah, but you know, the thing is, the thing had pretty good depth though, even with the small coil, which I thought was pretty impressive, and I really liked it. And Calabash eventually taught me how to using it, so he's taught me out of both of those small coils, the 6-inch and the 5x9. But I'm hoping that this new one, when it does come out, that it's going to be lights out, and I think it will be because the Deus II machine's already a great machine, and you add in that small coil, it's got to help it. You got to think it's going to be doing some great and amazing things for sure. So that'll be interesting. What are you guys looking for in the update for the XP Deus II update? Speaking of the Deus II, of course we know the one thing is the nails, but what's some other things that you guys would like to see? Yeah, Alan says the Deus II gold coin video. Yeah, you need to check that out. That gold coin video is awesome for sure. And the Deus II just, I mean, it really hits on that gold coin. Full tone fix. Yeah, full tones are not very good right now. I've seen some people actually using full tones, but yeah, it's sort of rough. And I use pitch. I use pitch on pretty much all of my stuff, even my beach programs. I use pitch as well. So thank you guys for joining in. Hit that like button if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it. If you're not a subscriber, please sign up. I would greatly appreciate that. Um, Trying to put out as much content as I can. I'm off for the next couple of weeks. And by the way, I am a history teacher. So when he calls me to teach, that's the reason why. So let's see what Wisco Detect says. With high MI sites, if you turn up the notch, the MI goes away. However, you might, yeah, you're right, Wisco, you're right, for sure. Yeah, finding with frequency, tiny, small targets, but it's a button killer too. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Definitely on those brass buttons for sure. Big coal for the beach. That's it for me. That's right. And I use the 13 and the 11 on the beach. Love them. Love them on the beach. You can't get used to pitch tones. I'll tell you what, and when I first started with this machine, I had a hard time with pitch tones at first, but once you get used to those sounds, you sort of got an idea because it's sort of hard to describe because you can't pick it up when you record it. But what you'll notice with pitch is that when it's really, really forced, 9 times out of 10, it turns out to be trash. A coin or a button or any of those types of things have sort of a more smoother sound to them, is what I've found with pitch. And I can just tell a little bit more with pitch. I just think there's a little bit more tonal nuance with pitch. Now you can set your machine up however you like. I mean, I know some people that just use 2 and 3 tones. I know some people that use 5. You can go and adjust that and adjust that and make that final tone break. Bring it up and make it sound real high. Higher frequency for the Deus II, yeah. So you want to go up even higher, Dan? Is that what you're telling me? I think if you go up really high, I'm curious to see what impact that would have on the beach because we never really had a machine that could really hunt with a really high frequency on the beach that I know of. Maybe some of you guys that have maybe been detecting a little longer than me, maybe you know of some, but That'll be interesting. So yeah, you're right, Dan. That could mean more gold, right? If you got that higher frequency. Update nails, EMI, lower VDI fix, full tones. Yeah, I would like to see. I would like to see the scale very similar to what the Manticores come out with the 1 through 99 scale. I think that would be great. And then lower it down. I'd love to see them maybe adjust the iron volume to where you can maybe crank it down a little bit more. Other than just completely down, but not quite one, but maybe somewhere between 0 and 1, where you can just barely hear it, and so on. Yeah, I use pitch tones for beach hunting too. Treasure Finder 66. I love it. I mean, that's pretty much all I use on the majority of my programs. Finding with frequency, even with the beach sensitive on the Deus II, I constantly find very, very tiny targets. Yeah, and I do the same thing on beach sensitive. I dig a lot of those dang snaps, and Dan can attest to this. Dan, do you dig a lot of snaps? Because I sure do on our beaches. Those snaps will drive you crazy. Little tiny snaps that I guess went on the sides of the umbrellas or bags and other things, but they drive me bonkers. Yes, and the bad thing is you got to dig it because it's ringing up the same thing as a gold ring. So, and it's small, so it could be a gold earring, or maybe even a gold chain, so you got to dig it. Alan says, yeah, we have some iron infested gold rush camps here in California. Yeah, I bet so. Alan. I've never metal detected out west. So I don't know much about it. Yeah, small gold signal could be better. Yeah, that's right. Yes, it should find them small gold chains. Yeah, if they up that frequency, give us another frequency option. Definitely that could help with the gold chains, especially those really thin gold chains. That would definitely change that for sure. And I think having that higher frequency would definitely take that out. So yeah, so update. I wish I knew, but I think it's going to be within the next 3 or 4 months. Now, don't hold me to that. I don't know, but I'm hoping it's going to be between the next 3 to 4 months. We'll get that. Pitch tone screams on a good target, screams out with a good target. It does. And I think, like I said, I think it has sort of a sort of smoother sound with that pitch. And I was using it today, and I dug some trash, but I sort of knew some of that. But I was taking a chance. I notched out everything. Towards the end of the summer, I started using sensitive full tones. At first, I didn't like it, but I'm really starting to enjoy it. Yeah, I have never used sensitive full tones, Wisco Detect. So I'd be interested to see, let me know what you're using setting wise. Might have to try it out. I had somebody else tell me about that the other day. A friend of mine down in Georgia, in Savannah, Georgia, said that they're using sensitive full tones, and they've started finding some really nice artifacts over the last few weeks. It would be good if gold rings up about 70, not all over the scale. Yeah. I think if you can, you can spread that VDI out a little bit more, I think that helps. Okay, yeah, thanks, Dan. Dan said he's got to take a phone call. Finding with frequency, yes, the adjustment, the equalizer is definitely a plus for different hearing. That's true. That's one of the great things about the Deus II is you can adjust those frequency levels, for different hearing. I like to put that last one up as high as I can when I do it. And on my headphones, I've done it too. So and by the way, speaking of the headphones, the WSA 2XL headphones. If you don't have those headphones, you need to look at investing in a pair of those. They're really, really good, and they do really, really well, especially on the beach. And if you're listening for those faint targets, and you can adjust with that equalizer and make that where it sounds really good in your ears. So definitely check those out if you haven't already. 3 times in one day beach hunting to S2 broken signals, all were silver rings and bottle caps in same scoop. Never happened before or since. Oh, that's interesting, Treasure 66. Yeah, broken signals, all were silver rings. Silver rings gave you sort of a broken signal. That's interesting. That's real interesting. How about the bottle cap? Did you not have the bottle cap reject on the beach, Treasure Finder 66? Yeah, I'll use that bottle cap reject from time to time. And if I set it, I usually set it on about 3. And the majority of you on here, I'm assuming a lot of y'all do the same thing. I notice my ground balance on the XP Deus II seems to run away. We'll go from 87 to high 60s or 70s. Coil becomes very sensitive. Huh. Yeah, I've never. I'm assuming you're using tracking. I don't run tracking. I ground balance manually. If that's what you're talking about, CZ Kid. Yes, Treasure Finder 66. I've had that happen. Also makes me wonder if that's something to do with the black sand. And see, my beach is probably different from your guy, from the majority of you guys. My beach is pretty mild. We don't have a lot of, well, we don't have any black sand for the most part. And Dan can attest to this too, because Dan and I live in the same area. But yeah, black sand could be problematic, and it could be EMI too. It could be a variety of things. But I've never heard of a silver. Usually those silver rings come in pretty pure. Yeah, you ground balance manually. Okay, all right. I didn't know if you were talking about with tracking. That's strange. Yeah. Treasure Finder said I did not use bottle cap reject. Yeah, and I tend to run mine. If I'm digging a lot of them, I'll turn it on. If I'm not digging a lot of bottle caps, then usually I can hear them. The bad thing about and that's another thing too. So we were talking about the update. So one thing that I've noticed is that those bottle caps, and you guys know this, those bottle caps sound so good sometimes. And it's usually when I have the bottle cap reject off, but they'll sound really, really good. And once you get them out of the hole, they sound like iron. And the problem with that is that those bottle caps are zinc coated. So that's why you get that high sound. So the newer they are, the higher pitch they're going to sound because it's got that zinc coating on top of it. The longer they've been in the ground, you would think that they would wear off, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. So, yeah. So thank you guys for joining in. Please hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. We've been on for 42 minutes. And we've been talking, we talked about the Manticore. We talked about the new Equinox. We're talking about the Deus II right now. Everybody on here is loving the stuff with the Deus II. So that's where we're at right now. Danny Sullen says, hey, I have set up sensitive full tones program. Going to set it up in 5 tones with 2 of the tones at 101 dis at -4 something. Yeah, hey, sounds like a good one. I'm gonna have to try sensitive full tones. I got a program that was sent to me from a friend of mine down in Georgia, and I have yet to use it. I don't know that Calabash has used it that much either, so I might have to check that out. But thank you for sharing. Yeah, those full caps sound so good. They do. They'll blow your ears off. I'm in Gulf Shores, Alabama. Sugar Sand. The rings were close to bottle caps. Yeah, they do. They ring up the same thing. They're going to ring in that 50, 60 range, sometimes in the 70s, depends. But you're going to think it's a ring, and you dig it out, and right when you throw it out of that last scoop, you get the iron signal. So maybe that's something too that can be addressed in the update. So that's another one. I mean, I love the Deus II on the beach too. I've had some really, really good finds this past summer. I probably dug more gold rings this past summer than I've dug in a long time, to be honest with you. And I had an Excalibur for a while too. And I basically gave up beach hunting when I met Calabash, and he and I just basically relic hunted the whole time, even during the summer when it was 94 and 90 degrees. And we'd be out there just sweating to death. But Professor, do you ground balance track while hunting on the beach? I ground balance. I don't use tracking. I manually ground balance usually. Now I think Calabash will use tracking. Aluminum bottle caps are the ones I hate. They ring up like coins. Yeah, I got you. I'm with you, Molly. I definitely agree with you. Yeah, I ground balance and go. I usually take it down to the wet salt sand, ground balance and go. But again, my beach is different from a lot of you guys because it's usually pretty mild, and I don't have to deal with some of the things that maybe some of you are dealing with on some of these other beaches. But yeah, those bottle caps, they can be aggravating. But the main aggravation are the pull tabs, and And Surfside Dan could attest to this too if he were in here. But those pull tabs, it's just almost no way around them. You're going to get that 61 signal, and that could be a gold ring, and you got to dig it. There's just no way. And if you notch it out, then you run the risk of missing a ring. So what do you do? Jay said, I'm discriminating. Have you ever discriminated that high? I'm discriminating to 55 on the Deus II. Have you ever discriminated that high? I'm definitely not digging 07s and 08s. I tried it to begin with and dug a lot of square nails. I've tried it all the way up to 80, and it just doesn't work. I mean, for whatever reason, I'm still digging it. And if I knock that all out and I notch out that, then I still get my 85s, 86, and 87s on those square nails. And, they're not good signals. But the problem is that it could be a mass signal. You just don't know. So you got to dig it. And it's just frustrating, very frustrating. Metal detecting with the CZ Kid. I'm just getting back to the beach hunting here in Pensacola. Don't have too many hours in getting the XP Deus II and myself ready for the summer. All right, CZ, do you do any relic hunting at all? I'm curious. Finding with Frequency said, I have a question, Treasure Finder 66. What version are you on? Because I'm still using version 6. I'm on version 0.71. So, and there are a lot of people that I know that never updated. They're on version 6. Some people like version 6. Be interesting. You use notch to 80. I do not use a disc over 10. That's a good idea. It used to be if you went over 10 on the discrimination, you would lose a little bit of depth. So, I tend to run mine. I run mine at 6.8, even on the beach. And that's usually where I found it works the best. And that's what Calabash has found that works the best. So those are the two things that we do. Treasure Finder 66 says, metal detecting with CZ Kid. We should get together and hunt. I got a pencil. Oh, good. You guys are in the same area. I relic hunted before when I was out in Oklahoma. Found some interesting items all the way back to the Civil War era. Good, CZ. So you're in Florida now. So Treasure Finder 66 says he's on 0.71 as well. That's great, guys. So, when this update hits, I'm really curious as to what they end up doing, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of things on my wish list too, just like your guys. What about the screen? How many of you use the XY screen? That's a good question too, with the XP Deus II. The XY screen, and is the XY screen similar to what's on the Manticore? In some ways, I think it is. So, 6.8 is the best for unmasking. Yeah, that's why I use 6.8. And that's what everybody. So, I know Surfside Dan does. I don't really use it that much, but Dan can swear by it. And I know Calabash has watched Dan use it before. and Wisco Detect says he only uses it for checking. That makes sense. How accurate do you guys think that is? I mean, how much trash are you digging when you're checking it, and how much treasure are you digging it when you check it? That's a good question. Danny Sullivan says he likes it, but it needs some work. Yeah. Digging Canuck says she doesn't use it. Jay says he doesn't use it. Okay. Treasure Finder 66 says he does use it. And he enjoys it as an option. Good. Just want a magnet kit and a big giveaway. We'll have to try this out as well. Never occurred to me to magnet fish. Yeah, magnet fishing is pretty fun. 6 inches. Dan, so you're saying that the XY screen can really tell you good up to about 6 inches. Is that what you're saying? And Ralph Razima says, I can't here in Canada. Our coins are made of nickel-plated steel, so I got to set my disc to -6. Oh, wow, Ralph. But that could be a good thing too, Ralph, because you're definitely opening up the machine a little more. Wisco Detect says it works great on very deep targets, though. That's true. It does. You're talking about the XY screen, Wisco Detect, I'm assuming. And the Deus II will pull up a pull tab here. Yeah, it sure will. I hate a pull tab. And Dan's on here now. Dan's he's had a fight with these pull tabs too. I wish they could make a machine that could just get rid of pull tabs. I feel it may be as accurate as Manticore 2D. All right, Treasure Finder 66. Yeah, I mean, it's basically doing the same thing. It's telling you whether it's a good target or a bad target, and what's the difference. But you do have the graph and all those kinds of things. My Oryx loves Canadian clad. All right, yeah, the Oryx. I've never used the Oryx. D1 works better than D2. I just use it to check. You think the XY screen on the Deus 1 works better than the XY screen on the Deus 2, Danny? Is that what you're saying? There you go. Treasure Finder 66, CZ Kid said he just subbed. Surfside Dan said, on the beach, some bottle caps sound good when they are deep, but as I get closer to the target, I switch to the XY screen to verify it if it's a good target. Very good, Dan. And I know you use it quite a lot. So there's a tip from Dan, and Dan has found some unbelievable things out on the beach. So he's definitely one to listen to. He's been beach hunting much longer than I have, so he can definitely fill you in on some of that. Yeah, I got my Deus II to hit them real good now with my own program using fasting. Yes, I like fast. Yeah, I love fast and the heavy iron too. Run that thing at 6.8, open up, drop that silencer down to 0, run it in that thick iron, sensitivity, whatever you need to adjust it, and it'll work. It'll work wonders. So yeah, the XY screen. I'm curious if they're going to do maybe they'll do an update to that. That would be really cool. What if they tried to make the XY screen similar to what's on the Manticore? That would be something really cool too. Yeah, XY not on deep targets or checking. Okay, gotcha. It works good. Is my beach program on YouTube, Professor? Well, yes, my beach program is on there. So, but again, and I say it in the video, I would not. It's for my beach. Your beach might be different, CZ. I don't know where you're at exactly. I think you said you're in Pensacola, though, right? You're in Florida, so it might work good there. Could. Dan's the one you need to ask for beach program because he's the man up here. He definitely finds way more stuff than I do, and he's out a good bit more than I am. Finding with frequency, that's what I'm waiting for is the update because I've heard other people had problems with the 7.1, and I've been using 7.1, but I haven't really had any issues. What kind of problems are you hearing finding with frequency, such as what? Can you sort of fill me in? If you wish to share that program, please email me, Ralph. Okay, cool. Ralph Razima, okay, I will digging. All right. I like the XY better than the numbers, than looking at the numbers. Yeah, some people love that XY and they swear by it. I just never really got into it. So I mainly use these. And if I'm really questionable, then I'll look at the numbers and see what they're doing, and mainly sound and numbers, sort of a combination. So that's pretty much what I do for the most part. All right. Well, guys, we've been on for 53 minutes. We got 29 of you still in here. Has anybody got any other questions? I don't know the answers to everything, but we've got enough knowledgeable people in this room. They could probably answer it and give you some good information as well. Surfside Dan's a great beach hunter. I know there's a couple of people on here that are excellent relic hunters as well. I know Wisco Detect's on here. He seems to be pretty knowledgeable about a lot of these things too. But so how many of you are either getting a Manticore or an Equinox 900? How are you guys feeling about that? Do you think that these machines are something you need to add to your arsenal? Or are you looking to maybe get one of these two machines to replace what you already have? Yeah. So I'm curious. Who on here is on a pre-order list for the Manticore? I'm gonna wait because I know I'm a little bit of a delay. Yeah. Dan said most important thing for beach hunting is to be able to read the beach. That's true, Dan. And I'm not a great beach reader. I know you are, and I know Mike that hunts with you. He's pretty good at reading the beach too. Metal detecting with CZ Kid says I'm on the fence. We'll continue to watch the reviews and testing. Very good. Yeah, I'm the same way, CZ. Manticore on order. Okay, Treasure Finder 66. So maybe you can report back to us too. Because I mean, the more we learn from each other, the better off we're going to be. Because some of these companies aren't going to tell you some of the things that some of us are wanting to know for sure. I'm on two, but rethinking. Yeah. And Jay, again, it depends on what your main focus is. I think more so than anything, and you'll have to make that decision. But I think that the Manticore is a good machine. It's just not there yet for me in heavy iron. So that's the only reason why I actually canceled my pre-order. Yeah, I know. Well, hey, maybe we can get Dan on here live and he can share with us how to read the beach. Dan, would you be up for that? If I sent you a link, could you join in with us one night and you could share some beach hunting tips? Dan is really good, guys, and I mean that seriously. He is really, really good at beach hunting for sure. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of guys would appreciate that too. I had how bad is the flu? This is sort of off metal. How bad is the flu for you guys? I'm seeing a lot of flu. I had COVID 2 weeks ago. Um, so yeah, it seems like there's a lot of sickness going around right now too. And Calabash is sick right now too. Dan, oh yeah, thanks, Dan. So we might have to do that. Yeah, yeah. Surfside Dan could definitely hook you up. Yeah, he would. He's and I don't know if you know this, and I don't know if Dan probably don't mind me sharing it. Dan was on television, by the way, too. So um, he's a pretty knowledgeable metal detector since he's been doing it for a while. Not too bad here in Ontario. Yeah, we've had a lot of sickness here, a lot of flu. Like I said, I had COVID a couple of weeks ago, and I still don't think I'm over it because I'm still coughing. I got a lot of drainage, so on. And this cold weather is not going to help matters much because everybody's going to be inside. And boy, it's getting ready to get cold. And I know for a lot of you guys that are living up north and out west, I'm sure you're getting ready to get hit with a lot of cold too. So hopefully you don't get a lot of sickness. I'm considering the following: Nexus MP, Manticore, Garrett, Axiom, CTX 4040, XP Deus II, Fisher, Anchor. Wow, Pigeon, that's a lot of machines. So which one is your top choice out of the ones you listed? Yeah, finding with frequency says, yeah, Dan, got to be able to read that beach. Hopefully the sand gets stripped off from the storm that's coming through. I hope so too. That would be nice. Yeah, separation. Definitely. Daily vitamin D. Yeah, I know. And we're all getting ready to be in, enclosed areas and cold weather and all that. So yeah, I asked some guy had up a whole list of metal detectors he was considering. That was a lot of metal detectors. So I was wondering which one was on his top list. So good. Well, we appreciate all of you guys that are following my channel, Calabash's channel, Iffy's channel, Tennessee Sharpshooter. We're all good friends. So yeah, we really appreciate you guys. I'm Bass Tracker. Oh, okay, Bass Tracker man on forums. I talked with Calabash and do learn a lot from you and Cal. And I've detected since 1978. Never too old to learn. Yeah. Well, Treasure Finder 66. I hope you feel better. I got a lot of congestion in my chest right now. Negative number. Wow, Danny. In Oklahoma. Wow. Fisher AQ Impulse for the beach. I'm split between the Nexus MP and the Manticore. Yeah, Dan might be able to answer those for you. I know Calabash is not a crazy fan of the Impulse. But I don't know anything about either one of those other machines. So I'm sure they're good machines though. I think if I went with a MindLab product, I would go with the 900. Yeah, the 900 was impressive today. It really was. I'm trying to get Calabash to come down here. Lance McLean did a video on it. He follows Calabash. Yeah, Lance follows me as well. So that's cool. Finding with frequency. Thank you. A lot of money, yes. Yeah, well, and that's the thing, and Calabash is trying to do a good job of doing this. And I know he's getting attacked left and right. And you guys that are on Facebook and these other social media platforms, he's just he's trying to help people out. And I know sometimes maybe it comes off the wrong way, but he's trying to help people, and people don't realize that. And they want to attack him just because it doesn't meet their agenda or it doesn't fit what they've bought into. So, he's really working hard at trying to help people out, especially if they're going to spend $1,500 or $1,600. They need to know the pros and cons of these machines. All right, Carolina Digger. Yeah, we've been on for over an hour. So, but hey, glad you're in here. Yeah, a lot of money, Ralph. It is. And that's what Calabash is trying to do. Help you guys out and help you make good, informative decisions, educated decisions based on the information that's out there. It's a lot different than what it was, 15, 20 years ago. You've got social media, you've got ways of getting this information out there to people. And that's all Calabash is doing. He's trying to get the information out there for everyone so that they can make good, informative decisions on which machines to purchase. Yes. Myself, I'm sticking with XP, but my wife, I would like to get her the 900 because she likes her 800, but we all know about the waterproofing. Yeah, I think the 900 is going to be a good machine. I really do. It's light. I can tell you, it feels a little bit lighter than the 800. And it does have that handle. It has sort of like a little lip on the backside, which sort of helps a little bit. Still feels nose heavy to me, but I didn't swing it a lot the other day. I've used most of the first Texas brands, whites, and just about everyone that made and used to test for them to Sora. Now I like MindLab and XP. Yeah, MindLab and XP are definitely the top dogs right now. Alan says he's just getting over the flu. Well, Alan, I'm glad you're feeling better. Seems to hold on a bit longer than usual, and I'm battling it myself. So yeah, that's tough. The flu and COVID's going around like crazy, but yeah, so there's a lot of good options out there, and that's what's so great about what's going on right now. You've got these companies competing with each other to try to bring us the best machine possible. And Calabash is trying to do a really good job of showing you guys those things and showing you, the settings and showing you how to use them and some of the weaknesses and some of the positives of those machines. So yeah, Calabash. Calabash has been on a tear. I told him the other day, I was going like, man, you put up so many videos just in one day. I think he had like 6 or 7 videos in one day. And I was going like, man, that's crazy. I can't keep up with it. Calabash is passionate, you can tell. So he gets loud and a little hyper. I completely understand it because I feel like that sometimes too. Yeah, he is. And he only wants the best for everyone. I promise you. I've been with him for 7 years, and during that 7 years, he's a really, really good guy, and he just wants people to have as much information as they can get. Yeah, lots of price points too. And that's a good question. Digging Canucks brought up a good question, or a good comment there with lots of price points. There are a lot of price points, even if you can't, you don't want to go with a $1,600 Manticore or a $1,600 XP Deus II. You've got these other options. You got all the Equinox options. You got the WS6 Master, which I love on the beach. I mean, I don't get in the water with it, but you could if you wanted. The WS6 Master is a great machine on the beach. It retails $8.99. If you probably shop around, you might be able to find it a little bit cheaper. But $8.99 for that machine. The MindLab Vanquish is a good little machine for the beach, in that price range. The 800 and the 600, you got to think the price is dropping on those machines. So you're going to be able to get those for much, maybe I won't say much cheaper, but you'll be able to get them cheaper than what they originally were. So the 800 and the 600 should be dropping a little bit in price as they get rid of that last little bit of stock. And those are great machines. So there are a lot of great choices out there at a lot of different price points too. So, if the Manticore doesn't fit your budget, you can definitely look down below $1,000, and there's a good bit of options. Yeah, thank you, Deacon Canuck, for bringing that up. I really appreciate that. But yeah, and the WS6 is like one of my favorite. And when you put that puck on there, you're dropping that thing down to almost 2 pounds. If you take it off, you're dropping it down to below 2 pounds. And they've even got the little wristband, if you're into that kind of stuff, that you can use with the WS6 out on the beach or park hunting or relic hunting or whatever. And the only drawback to the WS6, it's not really a drawback, but it doesn't have an external speaker, and it doesn't have the XY screen. Other than that, everything is the same as the regular remote, so it's a good one. Jay says, y'all need to try to get Sharpshooter. Yeah, Sharpshooter is he's a little bit challenged, I guess, with some of the technology, but yeah, Sharpshooter is awesome. And I talked to him on the phone as well, and he's a really, really good guy. And again, he's really trying to help as well. So yeah, he does a lot of testing with these machines. So if you're not following him, flip over to his channel and give him a follow. But yeah, Sharpshooter does a really good job with testing some of these things out as well. Okay. Anybody? All right. It's been an hour. So I said I was going to go 1 hour, and it's over an hour actually. But anybody got any more questions or anything else you guys would like to talk about while we're here? I appreciate all the great comments that have been coming up. You guys, this is why I like doing a live video, because of you guys, because everybody's so knowledgeable, and we are all in this thing together, and it's just good that we can share information. We can talk about metal detecting. We can talk about these machines. That's what this is all about, and we're helping each other. And, that's why I love doing these lives now. I used to be a little bit afraid of them, but, and I'm a teacher too. So I stand up in front of people and talk all the time. So it's easy for me to do, but I can see how it'd be scary sometimes too. Treasure Finder WS6 Master on the beach, watch band strap. Yeah, I like it. I really do. And I've got it set up on 2 of my machines. I'll show you guys real quick. Here's the 13-inch coil, and I've got the WS6 on it. And then I've also got it set up on my 11-inch coil. There's the 11-inch, and there's the WS6 on it. And then for my relic hunting, I have the regular RC and the 9-inch coil. And really love these machines. Deus has done XP Deus has done a great job with those machines. They're good machines, good solid machines too. And they've got a 5-year warranty on them too. That's the other thing that just makes, that's almost unheard of. And I think Mine Lab has a 3-year warranty on theirs. But 5 years, and you got to think too, with them having a 5-year warranty, they expect this machine to be around for a while. So that's a good thing for XP. Any other things you guys want to talk about before we sign off? We're getting ready to sign off. 1 hour and 10 minutes, 9 minutes right now. Yeah, somebody said I got to get me an adapter. Yes, I can get that watch band and the adapter. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've got the watch band. Now I haven't used it, but I've got it in case I really wanted to take it off. Yeah, thank you, Finding with Frequency. Merry Christmas to you and Happy New Year's to you. Treasure Finder 66, appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for joining in. What I think about the 900 against the Lobo on gold. I'm not familiar with the Lobo. I am familiar with the 900, and go check out Calabash Digger's channel and Howard Jesse. Check out mine. Check out Calabash Digger's test with the gold coin. I think you'll be impressed with what you see out of the 900. Thanks, Treasure Finder 66. Thank you. Ohio Farm Hunter. Hey, how's it going? Surfside Dan, are you not home yet? Are you home? Good night to you too, Jay. Merry Christmas. Have a great and happy new year. We'll be back on again sometime soon too. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank y'all for all the likes and thank you for joining in tonight. Thank you, Rob. Happy holidays to you as well. We appreciate you. Very, very good live stream tonight. You guys made it really easy. And again, love metal detecting, love talking metal detecting with all of you. Thanks, Alan. Thank you for joining and thank you for being a part of the channel too. Yeah, I hope I shared some info. We got a lot of info from each other. Oh, yeah, Dan. So you just got home. So you need to go get that Manticore. Very good. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for being here. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to sign off. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Go check out my channel. Check out Calabash's channel. We're both on there together from time to time. We will be doing some hunts. We've got a great permission coming up real soon. We're hoping we'll be able to share some footage from that. Everybody stay warm. I know it's going to be cold this weekend. I hope everybody stays healthy through the holidays. This flu, cold, COVID, all this stuff doesn't going to get to you. Oh, Dan's going to get his Manticore back tomorrow. Yeah, and I think Calabash is going to have his tomorrow as well, so that'd be good. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you. I know you missed. Look who's in here. Calabash Digger's in here. What's up? He missed it. You know, that's how he is. I sent him a link and sent him a whole thing to join in, and now he's showing up late to the party. Dude, we've been on here for 1 hour and 12 minutes, and you're just showing up. We had a great conversation, but we talked a lot about you. And I didn't let anybody say anything bad about you, Calabash. Oh, Calabash is stuck with his wife watching a movie, which is good. He should be. We all hope that you're feeling better. I told him you were a little bit under the weather after all of your travels over the last few days. So I know. Yeah, I bet Wisco detective. Now you're Wisco detective. So are you in Wisconsin? Yeah. Movie time. Treasure Finder 66 said movie time, YouTube movies. I know. He's probably making his poor wife watch these videos. I ain't too much testing. Okay. Wisco detect. Yes, sir. I have, believe it or not, my brother-in-law actually lives in Wisconsin. I can't think of the town he lives in. Yeah, Calabash might not be doing any testing. Yeah, Pigeon Blood Ruby says Calabash thanks. Yeah. Pigeon Blood Ruby, you need to tell Calabash the machines that you're looking at since he's on here. Calabash, have you seen Pigeon Blood Ruby's list of metal detectors? Yeah, thank you, Alan. Yeah, it was a great live chat. I enjoyed it tonight. You have a very Merry Christmas too, Alan. Thank you so much for being here. What's up, Northwest Outdoors? Yeah, we've been on for 1 hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, thank you, Alan. Appreciate it. Yeah, I want to get together. Calabash and I need to get together and hunt real soon. Definitely. All right, Calabash, look at Pigeon Blood Ruby's list of machines. There you go. Looks good. All right, Calabash. Lake Geneva, Wisconsin is where you live. I can't think. They live in a really small town. He works for a company that makes they make baby formula and that kind of stuff. I don't know where it's actually at. Yeah, there's Pigeon Blood Ruby's list, Calabash. Take a look at that. He's got a pretty extensive list. Pigeon Blood Ruby, why are you considering the Nexus MP? I'm curious about that one. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Calabash says the Manticore over those machines. Pigeon Blood Ruby. Of course, we don't know about the CTX 4040 yet. And maybe that's coming. Maybe that's the next machine they release. I don't, who knows? The Nexus is it's a machine that I believe it's made over in Europe. I think it's a single frequency detector. I'm not real sure on that machine. Yeah, he had the Garrett Axiom for pulse induction. Yeah. Yeah, hit the likes. We got the superstar in here now. Calabash is in here. I was sort of the warm-up show. Yeah, this guy's killing it with the videos right now. Nexus has pushed the VLP tech as far as it can go. The LED metal indicator looks good. Okay. Yeah, I know nothing about the Nexus other than I've seen a couple of videos. Yeah, it was the thing. I think it was the thing that Metal Detecting NYC was using. Yeah, and Calabash is right. Multi-frequency machines are the way to go. That's why you should have just joined the live. Too much typing, need a link. Text. Oh, who told you that? As far as they can. Well, Calabash can answer any of these questions. So everybody, we've had a really good chat tonight too, Calabash. You would have enjoyed it. Yeah. Northwest is on here still. So, and I'm sorry, my graphics are blocking out the top message or comment. I have to wait till it scrolls down before I can actually read it. I'm going to take that part out so I'll be able to see it next time for sure. Somebody post another comment. Calabash, post another comment. There you go. Calabash must be on vacation with all that time he's putting on testing. Yeah, live is definitely the way to go. And he's right. I'd like to do a little more lives. Mine would probably be more live hunting more so than live testing, but I'm glad Calabash is doing live testing. And that's helping. It's like I told you guys earlier, his goal is really to just to get as much information out there about these machines as he can. And he does a really good job at it too. For sure. Yeah, Calabash, I think we got up to 36, I think was our total tonight, which is not bad. Not bad at all. A lot of good questions too. Unbiased. Yeah, that's the truth. Trying to be unbiased. That's it. And he does a good job of doing it. So, okay. Well, Calabash, we've been on here for 1 hour and 19 minutes. I think it's time to check out. You need to go rest anyway. Eau Claire, Wisconsin, or Burlington, Wisconsin. Nestle is located in both. They make baby formula. And that could be it. Eau Claire sounds really familiar. Yeah, check out the Nexus videos on depth for gold rings, etc. Metal Detecting NYC is looking at buying a Nexus too. Well, yeah, like I said, I know nothing about the Nexus. Yeah, I need a good relic too. So, all right, guys, we're going to check out of here. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Calabash, for dropping in towards the end. You're welcome, David. Calabash appreciates it too. We are hoping to get together maybe sometime, maybe next week, and maybe do a hunt down here. That's one of the plans. If I don't get tied up with family things, I've got some family things going on too next week. So, but anyway, again, thank you guys. Thank y'all for hitting the like. Merry Christmas to everybody. We appreciate you guys. Hope everybody has a safe and happy Christmas weekend. Don't get sick. Wash your hands. There's a lot of people getting sick. So I don't want anybody else to get sick too, and enjoy your holidays. Okay. All right, guys. We are out of here. Again, I'll see you guys on my next adventure. Maybe catch you again on a live. And check out Calabash's channel as well. We appreciate you guys. Thank y'all so much, and have a great night. We'll see you guys.